Military organizations around the world are governed by a complex web of rules and regulations designed to ensure discipline, operational effectiveness, and the safety of personnel. While some of these rules are straightforward and expected, others can seem bewildering or even unbelievable to those outside the armed forces. This video delves into some of the most surprising and intriguing military rules, shedding light on the rigorous and sometimes quirky regulations that shape military life. 1. The no speaking while standing rule. In several military organizations, including the U.S. Marine Corps and the British Army, there is a rule that requires soldiers to remain silent while standing at attention. This rule is not merely about maintaining discipline, but also about ensuring that soldiers are focused and alert during ceremonial events or inspections. Speaking while standing at attention is considered disrespectful and can result in disciplinary action. The rule underscores the importance of maintaining a professional demeanor and the high standards expected of military personnel. 2. The one glove rule. In the British Army, there's a peculiar rule known as the one glove rule. Soldiers are required to wear gloves in certain conditions, but they must ensure that both gloves are identical. Wearing two gloves of different types, even if they serve the same function, is prohibited. This rule is intended to maintain uniformity and ensure that all soldiers appear cohesive and disciplined, regardless of the circumstances. 3. The no-tuck rule in the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army enforces a rule that mandates uniform shirts to be tucked in at all times. This rule is strictly observed during formal occasions and inspections. The rationale behind this rule is to present a neat and professional appearance. However, the strictness of this rule can sometimes seem excessive, especially in situations where the practicality of tucking in a shirt is questionable, such as during physical training or in hot climates. 4. The no eating on the march rule. Many military forces, including the French Foreign Legion and the Russian Army, have a rule that prohibits eating while marching. This rule is designed to ensure that soldiers remain focused on their duties and maintain proper marching discipline. Eating on the move is considered a sign of unprofessionalism and a breach of military etiquette. The rule emphasizes the importance of maintaining a disciplined and orderly approach to even the most basic activities. 5. The no personal items in uniform rule. In several militaries, including the Australian Defence Force and the Israeli Defence Forces, personal items such as pens, phones, or sunglasses are strictly prohibited from being carried while in uniform. This rule is enforced to prevent distractions and maintain a uniform appearance. The rationale is that any personal items can detract from the professional image that military personnel are expected to uphold and could also pose a security risk. 6. The shaving while in combat rule. In some military units, such as the U.S. Navy SEALs and the Russian Spetsnaz, there is a rule requiring personnel to maintain a clean-shaven appearance even in combat situations. This rule is rooted in historical and practical considerations, including the need for gas masks and other equipment to fit securely. Despite the challenging conditions of combat, maintaining a clean-shaven face is seen as essential for ensuring operational effectiveness and safety. 7. The no left-handed writing rule. An unusual rule found in the South Korean military requires soldiers to use their right hand for writing. This rule is based on the belief that left-handed writing can be less legible and potentially problematic in high-pressure situations. The rule underscores the emphasis on uniformity and discipline in the South Korean military, even extending to the seemingly mundane task of writing. 8. The three-person rule for dining. In the Chinese People's Liberation Army, PLA, a rule known as the three-person rule governs dining arrangements. When soldiers dine together, the rule mandates that there must always be at least 3 people present at the table. This rule is designed to foster camaraderie and ensure that meals are conducted in a social and communal environment. It also serves to reinforce the importance of teamwork and cohesion among soldiers. 9. The no writing on uniforms rule. In many military organizations, including the Canadian Armed Forces and the German Bundeswehr, writing on uniforms is strictly prohibited. This rule is enforced to maintain the appearance and professionalism of military attire. Any form of writing or marking on uniforms, even for personal identification, is considered a breach of military regulations and can result in disciplinary action. 10. The no smoking while marching rule. A rule that might seem surprising to some is the prohibition of smoking while marching. This rule is enforced in various military organizations, including the U.S. Army and the French Foreign Legion. Smoking while marching is considered unprofessional and distracting, and it can also pose health and safety risks. The rule highlights the importance of maintaining discipline and focus during all aspects of military duties. 11. The no personal photos rule. In many military settings, including the U.S. Marine Corps and the British Army, there are strict regulations against taking personal photos while in uniform or on duty. This rule is intended to protect operational security and maintain the privacy of military personnel. Personal photos can inadvertently reveal sensitive information or undermine the professional image of the military, which is why the rule is rigorously enforced. 12. The no visible tattoos rule. In many military organizations, including the U.S. Navy, the Australian Defence Force, and the British Army, visible tattoos are strictly regulated. Personnel are required to ensure that any tattoos are not visible while in uniform, which often means covering them with clothing or, in some cases, removing them if they are deemed inappropriate. This rule is primarily enforced to maintain a professional and uniform appearance among service members and to avoid tattoos that could be considered offensive or controversial. The rationale behind this rule is to uphold the military's high standards of discipline and cohesion. Tattoos that are visible or deemed unprofessional can undermine the military's image and distract from the sense of unity and professionalism that is crucial in a military environment. This strict regulation reflects the military's commitment to maintaining a disciplined and uniform appearance. The rationale behind unbelievable military rules. While some military rules may seem unusual or excessive to those outside the armed forces, they are often rooted in deeper considerations of discipline, professionalism, and operational effectiveness. These rules help maintain a cohesive and uniform appearance, ensure safety, and reinforce the high standards expected of military personnel. Understanding these rules provides insight into the unique culture and structure of military organizations. They highlight the extent to which discipline and attention to detail are integral to military life. Despite their sometimes surprising nature, these rules play a crucial role in shaping the effectiveness and professionalism of armed forces around the world. Thanks for watching.